Okay. Erica, can you just read a little bit of what this is about?
So we're going to be passing through Philadelphia, and one of the things that I was reading about was...
So the opposite side of Philadelphia.
Huh?
The side that you wanted to visit in Pennsylvania is the opposite side then from Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
Yes, but continue.
So I was reading in Philadelphia, there's this church. It's associated with a bishop whose name is St. John Newman. Let me find the spelling of it. So Saint John, John space Neumann. So there are people who prayed to him, had his relics. He was actually canonized by the Vatican. His body is entombed in a church. Some people believe heavily in the relics, and it's been attributed to miracles. For instance, there have been people who have cancer. There have been people who are on life support. I would recommend to you guys check out the story of Chucky McGivern. And it was enough for that I was reading it. And this is not fairy tales. This is stuff that was confirmed by the Vatican.
The idea that the priest is going to heal somebody is absolute BS.
No, he doesn't heal someone. He's already dead. They pray to him. You know, they pray to him. They have a relic. There's a relic.
Thank you, Rockford Media.
There's relics floating around that have like a shard of his coffin. Some of them, they actually have a shard of his bone. Yeah, I can't believe it. His backbone.
So they prayed to this guy, and then they were magically healed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
No, you don't. Just because you're religious doesn't mean that miracles don't happen.
This is placebo.
No, it isn't.
This is
How
like...
do you know this is placebo?
You know what this is, Erica? This is when somebody puts rice next to their phone and the corrosion moves away, and then it moves around, and they say, the rice fixed my phone. No, it didn't. The corrosion moved away. It just so happened to coincide with the fact that they put their phone in rice.
So this kid, Chucky McGivern, he was on life support. He was only given a 10% chance of waking up, and if he did, he would probably have been severely brain damaged. But he wasn't.
Not because he prayed to some random person.
He didn't pray for him. The parents prayed for him. They attached relics to him and things like that. I'm not saying that if you pray to...
I'm not even getting into the argument as to whether or not God is real, or you can prove he's real, or any of that. I'm simply saying that there is not this level of involvement over normal people's lives. Like, even the people that are very religious really tend to be on the side of, yeah, he's kind of like watching, he's not doing things for you. He's not curing people.
You sure?
And definitely a dead priest is not curing people. If these people managed to recover, they recovered because of some random crazy fluke chance that they were able to actually recover. It wasn't because they prayed, therefore they believed they were in good hands, and then once they were less stressed, their body beat it off or something. But there's no way in hell that you're just like praying to a specific priest who's dead, and then you're alive again. Like, no, that's not how this works.
You know what?
There's no magic.
It completely shows that you're not a religious person. Now, some people will ask me...
I demand evidence. I demand facts, proof, evidence, reality. You can't just make things up.
The proof is that his medical records show, and it's not just
That's not proof. That's like saying I put my phone, if I surrounded my car in rice and it started working again, therefore it was the rice. You're associating the fact that they prayed to him and not any other factor. It couldn't possibly be anything else. It couldn't be a misdiagnosis. It couldn't be that their immune system did something amazing. It must be that because they prayed to this particular priest that he's healed. And that's insane. That's like when people bring me phones filled with rice and they say the rice fixed it. It couldn't be something else. It couldn't be that the corrosion, the liquid that was wet, has now moved from the charging circuit to the Wi-Fi circuit, and now that it dried out in the charging circuit and it's on the Wi-Fi circuit, that's why it turned on. Oh, it must be that I put rice in the bag that fixed it. You're assuming that because one thing happened at the same time as another thing, that one thing is responsible for the other thing. And that's a logical fallacy.
Okay, so here's the other thing too, right? The parents were saying that
Thank you, Rockford Media.
They were pinning things on him. Let's see. So they had pinned something, I think either on his pillow or on him, and the metal was supposed to be facing outward, but it was actually facing inward.
6 north exit on the right toward Delmont.
So,
Son of a...
so for it to be the opposite way, that means someone had to unpin it, turn the metal around, and then pin it
Now take
the other way.
Pennsylvania 66 North exit on the right.
So the parents were asking the nurses says they weren't doing it, and it was happening often. Obviously the kid's not doing it because the kid's in a coma, and they couldn't
In
explain it.
1,000 feet, take exit 0B on the right toward Interstate 70, Interstate 76.
Nobody could figure out what was going on. And then they also found out that there was a picture of this St. John Newman taped to the wall, and nobody knew who taped it on either. And I'm not saying that, you know, pictures come out of thin air, but it's just kind of weird. So this whole thing.
Wait,
Now
Eric.
take exit 0B on the right.
Let me take exit 0B on the right. Alright. Just want to make sure I make it around the maze. Okay, so continue. For now. Continue.
Okay. So they said that there was like a mysterious boy showing up, right? To his room. And they said, oh, you know, he has black rimmed glasses, and he has like a suit on and things like that. And they found out that this boy who was like lingering around, that nobody knew who this boy was.
Son of a whore.
The boy in the coma.
In 1,000 feet,
Hey, yo,
take the
shit.
Interstate 76 exit on the right.
1 second, Erica. Don't yell at me. It's distracting.
In 1,000 feet, take exit 0A on the right
Can you
toward
just wait till I'm
US
around the pretzel,
19
okay?
North,
Yeah.
Greensburg.
Let me finish the pretzel. 'Cause this is a fucking pretzel. This is literally a pretzel. I wish I could take a picture of the screen right now and show them what. See?
Now take exit 0A on the right.
I'm going in an actual circle. I need a bishop or a priest to save me. 1 sec, Eric. We're about.
In 1,000 feet, take
This
the
is hysterical.
Pennsylvania 66 North exit on the right toward Delmont.
Pennsylvania 66 exit on the right. Jesus Christ. I wish I could show you a picture of my map. It looks like a 4-leaf clover.
Now take the Pennsylvania 66 North exit on the right.
Pennsylvania 66 north exit. Where is this? I took the wrong one again. Is this the wrong? No, wait. Erica, can you take the phone off of the holder and put it in front of this pretzel? I just want them to see the pretzel. Show them the pretzel. Do you guys see the pretzel? Look at this. This is the pretzel.
In 1,000
What is this?
feet, take exit 0B on the right toward Interstate 70, Interstate 76.
Is a pretzel.
You know what? It's something, because it's like, I just find it.
1 second, Erica.
Now
Let
take
me finish the
exit
pretzel.
0B on the right.
Let me finish the pretzel. Just don't yell in my ear until I finish the pretzel. Sorry. My brain can't take that and the pretzel at the same time. Years of going through 72-page schematics to find PM Sleep S4L, and I'm getting beat by a fucking pretzel on the highway. Shameful. Absolute shame. I'd rather find PM Sleep S4L. Okay, I think this is the last one. Or is it? Alright, nobody behind me. I have yielded. Okay.
In 1,000 feet, take the Interstate 76 exit on the right.
What a pretzel. Epic pretzel.
Now take the Interstate 76 exit on the right.
Erica, I apologize. Please do continue where you left off. We have finished the pretzel.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, look up the story with, what's his name? Chucky
In
McGivern.
500 feet, Keep left to take Interstate 76 east toward Harrisburg.
Me, I should be left.
CHUCKY and then McGivern. MCGIVERN.
1 second. Where is it? Take to Harrisburg.
Now keep left to take Interstate 76 east.
I can't believe there's a toll on a road that's built like a pretzel.
But yeah, read it.
Okay. Erica, do you get the idea that two things can happen at the same time and one did not cause the other?
But you know what? You have to admit, you don't believe in religion. You don't believe in spirituality. You don't believe in the afterlife.
That has
You
nothing
don't
to do with
believe-
this argument.
No.
I'm demanding it's a logical fallacy that if I put a rock next to a motherboard and the board starts working again, that the rock did it. It has nothing to do with whether or not I believe in religion. It has everything to do with believing in a logical fallacy that if two things happen at the same time, that one is for sure the cause of the other with no proof, no hard proof of how one thing actually affected the other. If you're going to say that if you put a rock next to a television and TV turns on again that the rock did it, you need to provide evidence that the rock actually did it. I think that has nothing to do with whether or not I believe in something or not.
No, but the way you titled your streams is Erica believes in fairy tales.
That's what I should have put logical fallacies instead of fairy tales. But my brain was too tied up by the pretzel at that point in
No,
time.
you don't believe in God.
That
Do you
has-
believe in God?
I don't. But that's irrelevant from this particular argument.
But you
Prove to
wouldn't-
me that one had to do with the other. Show me the evidence. Where's the evidence that
Doctors
one has
can't
something to do with the
explain
other? Okay, they can't explain it. If I cannot explain why the computer started working again, I cannot say that it was the power of my cock sitting in front of the computer, my penis did it. Like, if I'm working on a motherboard and it has no fan spin, and then I walk away and I come back and it has fan spin, I can't say that my penis fixed that board. I can't just say that just because my penis shared a room with that board that it fixed it magically. That's making shit up.
No, it's not making stuff up.
It's making shit up. You have no evidence. None of these people have any evidence as to how one thing caused the other.
You know what? Here's my thinking, right? If you know anybody who's on a near-death experience and people start praying to God, and let's say this person is sick with some kind of terrible disease, or they get into some terrible accident, and somehow they miraculously recover. Let's just say they have a disease, right? Like give me some diseases that are really bad, like besides cancer. Something like that, you know. People would kind of say to themselves, "Oh, they're just lucky." It can't be the fact that people are praying. But I would say that if you can't explain it, and if it's just so, how would I say it? Because there are people that this guy's been attributed to. They have cancer, and then their cancer went away. Not everybody, of course.
Of course not. Why? It can't be everybody. If it was everybody, it would actually be something that was repeatable. It would be something that you could prove.
Yeah, but
Of course it's going to be
Yeah,
a very,
it's not
very,
gonna be
very, very,
everybody.
very, very, very small percentage.
Yeah.
Like almost the margin of error. It's the margin of error. Or else everybody would pray to this one particular individual with cancer and they'd all be cured. Or at least 50% or 30%, not like 1 or 2%.
let me ask you this, right? So if someone had a terrible disease, they prayed to a saint, and then their disease suddenly went away, would you attribute it to them praying to a saint?
No, I attribute it to placebo. They believe that they are better off, and then their body somehow fights it off in a manner that it wouldn't have fought it off if they believed that they had nobody standing in their corner. If you believe that you have somebody standing in your corner, you're going to make different decisions. You're going to make different investment decisions if your house is paid off than if you have a mortgage. You're going to make different decisions if your brain is not pumping filled with cortisol, and your immune system will work differently if your brain is not pumping filled with cortisol. If your parents tell you that you shouldn't go out in the rain, you will get sick. Mario Martinez talks about this in The Mind Body Code. It's a good book. If you believe that you will get sick if you go out in the rain, now you're stressed out. You go out in the rain, you're stressed. Do you get sick because you went out in the rain? No, you get sick because you're stressed out. Oh crap, I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna miss soccer practice. Oh no! And then your immune system works worse. And when your immune system is working worse because your brain is pumping cortisol, then you actually do get sick. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's the same thing in reverse. I would say that perhaps their immune system is now working better because they have somebody on their side that is fighting for them. Now they feel like they can do it, so they actually do it. Not that somebody in the sky magically fixed their disease. That's insane.
Yeah, but what if you're on your deathbed, the priest already gave you your last rites, you're expected to die, but somehow the next day you made a full recovery? What would you say to that? Doctors dismiss you as a lost cause. The priest already gave you your last rites.
Doctors said that COVID had a 3% mortality rate. They're half of the time they're making shit up. With my leg, when I first went, when I broke my or tore my quadricep muscle. When I tore my quadricep muscle while I was getting hit by that Arrow 7, and then I chased him, I had a surgeon and a doctor tell me I would never walk normally again, I would never run again, and I would never lift weights again unless I had surgery. Several years later, I have not had surgery. I deadlift almost 400 pounds. It's like doctors make informed guesses on a lot of things, but it's not for sure. If a doctor dismissed somebody as dead and then they pray and they get cured, how many? I'm not focusing on that one individual. I'm focusing on the other 1,000 times that happens where the guy dies anyway. You can't focus on the 0.0001% with no evidence, with no facts, and just say, yeah, this proves that this did that.
Unless you were the one that had the 0.0001, or your family member had the 0.0001.
Yeah, but that means that you're lucky. It doesn't mean that somebody from the sky saved you.
Well, I think. So let me ask you this: do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spirits?
No.
Would you believe it if you encountered one?
I would believe that I was probably high.
Okay.
Most likely high.
Most likely high. But what about those people who are ghost hunters? They go into haunted places.
That is good business. It also makes for good television.
I don't know. I'm not one to go to haunted places or anything like that.
I don't like going to scary places because when it's weird looking and freaky, it scares me. But that doesn't mean I actually believe in ghosts. It just means that my body is having an irrational reaction to a creepy looking place. And granted, we live in a creepy country.
I don't think I shared this with you guys, but one time I was at a funeral, and one of my family members got cremated. So it was pretty packed. We were inside of the place where they keep all the urns, and it was basically a small little room. However, there were urns all over the place, flowers all over the place. I remember I was standing there, and then I took a step back. I was totally focused on the ceremony, okay, you guys? I was not even thinking about anything else. I was just thinking, okay, I should pay my respects. I took one step back. I stepped on someone's flowers accidentally because it was on the ground. I kid you not, within 5 seconds, I started feeling really sick. Now, I just thought to myself, oh man, it just hit me like a total wave. My dumb butt. You know what I did afterwards? I never paid attention to it. My brain was just like, I was just thinking like, what is this feeling? That I accidentally did it again shortly afterwards. And then I felt another wave of nausea. Coincidentally, happened immediately right after I stepped on someone's flowers. And that was enough to tell me, hey, yeah, there are spirits out there. I completely believe in it.
Is that spirits, or is it that certain... For instance, when you cut grass, it releases something. It actually releases something when you cut grass. And when you stepped on that particular flower, perhaps it released something that you then inhaled that made you feel strange. Or perhaps you felt guilt as a result of you knowing that you killed a plant that looked nice or pretty. It's not a spirit. You have to prove it. If you're going to say that there's a spirit in there, I'm open to believing that. If you prove it. Not if you just say it.
I can't prove my feelings of nausea to you.
I'm not asking you to prove your feelings of nausea. I'm asking you to prove that your feelings of nausea were specifically caused by a spirit within the plant, and not A, the fact that you were sad and disgusted at the fact that you killed something, or B, the fact that when you stepped on the plant, it released some sort of toxin.
They were just regular flowers. They were cut flowers. You know, like the kind that you buy from a floral shop?
For instance, kale shoots some shit out when you cut it. There's a reaction that kale plants have when you pull them and prepare them. And the same thing is true for when you cut grass.
Yeah, but one small step on someone's flower shouldn't cause that kind of immediate nauseous reaction.
There's three potential things. A, you ate something crappy that day and you were going to feel nauseous anyway. That happened to me yesterday. I felt nauseous last night for 10 minutes. It didn't have to do with a spirit. It had to do with I ate at some shitty salad place in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It was A, random nausea. B, you felt bad because you stepped on something and you killed it and you felt like, damn, I love flowers and I just killed one. Or C, that flower actively released some sort of toxin. Each one of those is a more sensible explanation than there was a spirit inside the flower and it made me feel nauseous afterwards. But further, if I'm open to believing the spirit idea, if you can prove that that is what caused your nausea, if you're able to use some sort of scientific method that is reproducible to show me that there was something about that there is actually a spirit living in there. If there's some way of measuring that or proving that it exists, I'm with it. I will happily eat my, I will eat my hat today and say that ghosts exist, that all these spirits exist, and all of that stuff does that, if you can prove it. But
you know what
that's a bang bus over there. Whoa.
You know what the thing is? Nobody's gonna believe in this
Lewis
stuff.
is so close-minded. Incorrect. I am very open-minded. I'm more than happy to engage with any idea that you have if you're not pulling it out of your asshole.
Yeah.
All I'm asking is that you don't pull the idea out of your fucking asshole. Do not put a rock next to a MacBook and say that if the MacBook works again, it was the fucking rock, without providing me with evidence. Provide me with evidence and I will be open-minded. Provide me with bullshit and I will not be open-minded. Or I will be very open-minded to asking you questions that lead me to the conclusion that your idea was not thought through. Okay.
What do you think about people who believe in
Also,
religion?
Bob Johnson, you gotta stop spamming that same shit over and over again. It's fucking annoying. I only have so much text to voice here, so if you type the same shit over and over again, I'm missing out on other people's comments to read yours. You gotta stop that.
What do you think about people who believe in religion? You know, Shinto gods.
I don't care.
Buddhists.
I have no problem with people who believe in anything.
No, but
Like,
do you think they're just wasting their time?
No. People who believe in religion, firstly, you're spending time every single day. If you're a Christian, you spend 1 hour a week contemplating how to be a better person and what your sins were with other people. I don't think it's a bad thing that for 1 hour a week. At first, I was raised Roman Catholic, so I can't speak for every other religion. But if you're a Roman Catholic, you go to church for an hour a week. They talk to you about a story in the Bible. They explain how the story in the Bible relates to your real life and how you could be a better human being, have better relationships, be a more giving person, be a more successful person, be a more moral person. And then you shake hands with everybody in the church and you speak with everybody in the church about your day and how everything was going and you try to be a better human being. I have no problem with that. If anything, I think that we need more of that in our life. Imagine if more people decided to take 1 hour out of their week to try and be a better human being and reflect on what they did wrong and actually go to a confessional and say, here's what I did. I feel bad about it. What should I do? I think that's great. It's not a waste of their life. Simply because they believe in things that I don't believe are scientifically provable doesn't mean that the entire philosophy, doesn't mean that all the rituals should be immediately just thrown out and discarded. And I think a big problem with with what we're doing in the 21st century is we are throwing out one section. So we throw it out. We're throwing out the part that actually helps people just because you can't prove that God exists, and then we're not replacing it with anything, and that's sad. But at the same time, I'm just not going to believe that some dude in the sky healed people. Like, that's just not happening. I am not salty. I'm simply asking people to support their assertions with evidence. If that's considered salty, you have a really low bar for salt.
Well, they got people who do EVP. They have people who measure these kind of things, like temperature. You've seen those things. Ghost hunters.
The baby with the bathwater, throwing out all of the traditions that bind communities together, that cause people to be charitable, that cause you to care about people in your community, that cause people to have that sense of self-reflection on what have I done that's wrong. Let me try to be a better person. Having commandments to live by simply because you cannot prove that God exists. I don't think that's a good thing. You know, there's a lot of good stuff that's in there, and I don't disrespect people simply because they're religious. I don't think you're an idiot because you're not an atheist. Like that's a shitty way to look down on a large group of the population.
So let me ask you this: do you think that religion was created to control the masses? And I could say that God is absolutely fake, but it was created just so that people follow the rules.
I think, firstly, I wasn't around during that time, but one thing that I notice as we get further along is that the more science progresses, the less God you have. So for instance, look at Greek gods. You had, the god that was taking the sun around the earth, and then we figured out, wait a second, that's gravity. Like, you have so many gods over the course of time that just wind up becoming obsolete, like deprecated versions of Windows or Linux kernels or something, once science is able to explain more. So I think that human beings in general, we need to feel like we understand the world. We need to feel like we understand how and why things work the way they are. When our understanding of the world is threatened or questioned, it causes us stress. That's why it's so hard to change people's political beliefs, because people's political beliefs explain to them how the world works. The world works in this way. These people are evil, or these people are lazy, or those people are good and those people are bad. And once you have your specific view of the world, it makes you feel safe, and it makes you feel like you understand things. And people need that. And as time moves on, I think, as we progress and get better explanations for things, people are less open to God, to those gods. You sound more salty than me, New Space.
I wonder though, because I kind of think of it this way. I think that because I am a spiritual person, okay, I do believe that there is a God out there. I don't like tying myself down to specifically Catholic, because I kind of think of it this way. Look, there might be a whole bunch of gods out there. I'm not going to go ahead and say one God is better than the other, because I respect a lot of these religions.
I'm agnostic, for the person who asked. So I'm of the listen, I don't know. I can't say definitively there's no God. Like, I'm a speck on planet Earth. I can't see what's in the rest of the universe. I have no idea how any of this crap works. I'm not going to I'm willing to be open to the fact that I don't know. And I don't mind saying I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. I have no idea who's out there. I have no idea what could be out there. I'm firmly in the I don't know camp. The South is very religious, and I'm sure it has to do with why some believe Trump was sent by God. Yeah, that part really kind of confuses the hell out of me. I think it's because in general, people who lean liberal look down on people who are religious. They think that they're dumb, they're backwards, they're stupid. You're stupid because you believe in God. You believe in idiot crap. Yeah, you look at how backwards you are. And that causes them to reflexively say, fuck you. And then Trump represents the opposite of a liberal, so they believe that he was sent by him. But then there's that obvious weirdness going on, which is, well, I mean, this dude fucks hookers. He cheats on his wife to fuck hookers. He does shady shit to get people kicked out of rent-controlled apartments in New York City. Like, he's a fucking New York City's landlord. I mean, New York City landlords are not sent by God. Like, I don't know how else to put that. I could take an hour-long rant and just distill it down to New York City landlords are not who God would send to fix the world or preach his message. There's many people in this world that God may speak through. It is not a New York City slumlord. But that's a topic for a whole nother fucking video. I don't look down on people who are religious, even if they may believe in certain things I don't. But in fact, I look up to the fact that they take part in rituals that I imagine encourage you to be a better human being. Or at the very least, if they fail, at the very least there is that level of encouragement. Like, again, do I spend 1 hour every week engaging with members of my community, whether or not I like them, shaking their hand, whether or not I like them, going to a confessional and actually talking about all the things that I did wrong that week and getting someone's advice on how I could do better, and then listening to someone explain to me how I could be a better person? I don't. Would I be better off if I did that stuff? Probably. And that can be completely independent from my belief in a higher power.
Sometimes I wonder if someone's going to listen to this stream and see the idea of God just being used as a manipulation tactic.
I have no idea. I don't try to dig into the weeds of whether it's so old. It was released so long ago. You didn't have the internet back then. Like, there was no way to really tell.
So what do you think happens when people pass away?
I have no fucking clue.
No, but what do you think?
Literally no idea.
No idea.
I'm open to saying I don't know. I get in so much trouble with my customers for I don't know. Like, when they ask me what is wrong with a board, and I go, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I genuinely don't know. If I did, I'd fix it. I'm gonna give you one. I don't make shit up. Well, the PP bus is dead and broken because of the one-wire rail or whatever, and that's unfixable because I can't get it. I don't do that. I'm willing to say I don't know. When people die, what happens? I think what happens is you die, but some sensory part of your brain is still alive. But since the rest of you is dead, you have a dream, and that little 8 minutes that your brain is still alive while you are dead and you can't, really feels like infinity to you because you have no sensory perception. So it's probably a weird fever dream that lasts for 8 minutes, but to you feels like eternity. And it's a coin flip as to whether it sucks. That's what I'm guessing happens when you die. You feel, you're dreaming, You have no perception of time because you have no sense of touch, no sense of smell, sight, hearing, anything like that. But it feels like eternity because you don't have any perception of anything. And it's a dream. And sometimes I have really amazing dreams I don't want to wake up from because they're amazing, and sometimes I have dreams that are absolute hell on earth and I wish I was dead. And I really hope that my dream is a good one and not a shitty one, because if it's a bad dream, then it's going to feel like an eternity of hell.
If it's only 8 minutes, it should be over.
There have been millions of miracles believed, from cures, from drinking urine to praying to a saint. Skepticism is healthy, and isolating truths. I agree with James, and thank you for the $5. I also don't plan on dying though, so I don't got to worry about that.
You will die.
No, that's everybody else's problem. I see the world from my perspective. Like, I can't see the world from your perspective. So my belief, I don't even believe everybody else is real. I'm the only one that's real. Everybody else is just here for my benefit. Like, think about, why is it that I see and I smell and I hear from me and not you? Why? What is it? This is a really one that'll fuck with your head for. Why is it that I see the world through my eyes and not through yours? What makes me me and you?
It's fair. Consciousness.
But you're conscious and I'm conscious, so why? So if we're both conscious beings, then why am I seeing everything from my consciousness and not yours? Prove to me that you're real.
How would I prove to you that I'm real?
Exactly.
So I could just be...
This could all be a one giant shitpost. And sometimes I turn on the news and it kind of it supports that thesis.
Why?
This could all be a shitpost.
How would the news be a shitpost?
You're missing the humor in that. But
No, I'm not saying.
some historians believe that people writing the Bible were on drugs that gave them visions. I mean, that's really believable. Yeah, marijuana wasn't illegal back then, so people did it. Like, I have no way to prove that everybody else is actually real. Because I can't see things from your perspective. I can only see them from mine. And it's very curious, why do I see things from my perspective? Why do I smell from my body and not yours?
So how can you test if someone is real or not?
I have no idea. I can't even figure out how to pay my full store rent. So I don't usually put too much thought into this. I'm busy trying to solve all the other problems in the treadmill, in the hamster wheel. Since heaven is great, why do believers fear death? I mean, because you're believing it without evidence, and that's kind of harsh.
No, if heaven is great, believers fear death because sometimes they just want more time on earth. They want to spend more time being on this plane. Nobody wants their story to end.
I'm very curious what things were like before I was born. Did anything actually exist?
So you think the world was created when you were born?
I have no idea. I have no way to know otherwise. I wasn't here.
So possibly everything that you're experiencing is a mirage.
Yeah, that's possible. It's a possibility, but I have no way to prove it, unfortunately.
But here's one way to prove it. If you were to put something, if you were to like cut down a tree, you go to sleep, the tree will still be in that same spot, like destroyed. It's not like it rebuilds itself. There are consequences to your actions.
This entire world could be one shitpost. I don't know if it's going to be around when I'm dead.
No, it won't be. And the whole idea behind afterlife is that you'll transcend to another plane.
What plane? And do I have to start over?
No.
But that would suck.
I don't think you start over. Well, it depends. If you believe in reincarnation, then you could start over. Hopefully, you're not born in a terrible country. And
Well,
when I mean
nobody
terrible,
says
like
that
lack of opportunity.
I mean, nobody says, oh, in my last life, I was this person, here's their name, here's their address, and here's all the knowledge I carried from them. So I don't think reincarnation is
Actually, I
real.
disagree with you. There are some people who say that they identify what their past life was.
Yeah, but they don't actually carry, like, if the last life was a bricklayer, and this life they're a doctor or something, they don't say, oh yeah, here's my bricklaying ability that I learned, or here's where I hid my checkbook. Like, it's always this vague, made-up shit. It's not something that has specifics to it.
No, there's like some things. I can't remember it off the
Aiden,
top
don't
of my
worry.
head because I haven't heard of it.
You simply sitting here and listening to us go back and forth, it makes me happy enough. How do I know traditionalist is actually real? and not a shitpost. Buddhists would say that the distinction between your point of view and mine is just an illusion, and that once you reach enlightenment, you will see everyone's perspective. How do you reach enlightenment? I'm curious.
I think it's something like you got to be a good person and constantly try to be better and better and better.
I'm fucked then. No chance for me.
You go up in the cycle or something like that, right? Or am I imagining it's something else? Like you transcend into a higher. You hope that you move up the karma chain.
I'm screwed.
Why?
You have to be a good person. Speaking of being a good person, look at that state trooper. Hiding behind that little truck over there. Yep, 3 miles an hour under the speed limit for me. In your next life, you will sell New York City real estate. I hope not.
I doubt it.
How do we know the state trooper is even real? Oh, the ticket. That's how you know.
What?
The ticket. The ticket is real. That's one of the few real things on Earth. So has anybody proposed any sort of argument or evidence or experiment between that one particular priest and the cures that happened, or is it just coincidence? I'll listen to virtually anything other than coincidence, but it can't be coincidence. Now that's an awkward silence right there.
No, I'm wondering. Like, chat can look into it. I was just talking to Lewis about it.
You want chat to do your homework? They can't even tell you which rail comes first in a MacBook repair.
I've already said what I believe in. Do I believe in miracles? Yes. Do I believe in the afterlife? Yes. Do I believe a God exists? Yes.
Miracle cures are 100% scams, says Murphy. True. I grew up in a Holy Ghost-filled church. Still can't explain that. Can you prove that you actually did?
What? Holy Ghost? Or did you? Can you prove that you encountered a ghost?
Can they prove that they encountered a ghost?
No, they can't. But I think it's pretty disrespectful of you if there seems to be an undertone of anybody who thinks they saw a ghost, and they hold on to the belief that maybe they have a mental problem.
It's not disrespectful. I'm not saying they have a mental problem. You don't have to have a mental problem. If you do math and you think 2 + 2 = 5, that doesn't mean you have a mental problem. It just makes you wrong. And I don't think it's disrespectful to tell someone that they're wrong.
But there are some people out there who say, I've seen ghosts, I've seen spirits and things like that.
I'm not disrespecting somebody by saying I think they made something up. You're saying I think you made something up. You can't prove it.
Let's see what chat says.
Quick question. So when you have one of those trucks in front of you that's carrying a bunch of used and beat up and broken cars, A, what is the likelihood that car parts will come smashing at you every time the truck goes over a bump? And B, what is the likelihood of one of those cars just kind of coming undone and like smashing into mine? None. Okay, good. If they take it that you saying that they made something up as a sign of disrespect, then what would you do? Listen, people are allowed to feel the way they want to believe. I'm not going to try to change them. It's not my job to convert someone who thinks that they see ghosts into someone that doesn't. I don't have a vested interest in that. I just wouldn't care. It's like, okay, you see ghosts. Good on, That's great. Best of luck to you, my friend. And that would be that. Let me know when you see a schematic to a 2021 MacBook Air. much more helpful for me.
Much more helpful than what?
Than seeing a ghost. How do you determine what is right and what is wrong? I try to determine what is right and what is wrong by what would be preferable for me as well as the other person if I was on the other end of it. But I don't try to think about it just in terms of what I would prefer, also in terms of what would I deserve. So, like, if I was on the other end of what was going on, how would I feel about it, but also would I deserve it? Because obviously there are things I would not want to be on the other end of, but I might deserve it, you know. Like, if I kill someone, I would love if the jury said that it was self-defense or that, you know, I got off scot-free. That doesn't mean that that's necessarily the outcome that I particularly deserve.
You know, now, more and more, I'm kind of understanding why I see those billboards that say something like, accept God in your life or believe in Jesus Christ floating around. I've always wondered to myself, like, why do these billboards show up so often? They say, believe in God.
Because you were driving through Kentucky. That's an easy one, Eric.
No, but the whole idea is that I come from a, let's say, put it this way. I went to a Catholic school. So I heard about God. Even before I went to a Catholic school, I used to go to Sunday school. And I did hear about Jesus. I did hear about God. And like I said, I don't tie myself down to one religion. You know, if I pass away and I find that there's 3 Chinese gods in front of me, I'm gonna be like, oh crap, you know, I heard about you. I never said that you didn't exist. Maybe you're God's cousin. Who knows? But it's just like, not everybody believes in religion, and not everybody.
Was Erica a rich girl? By her taste in $48 million houses, I'll let you answer that question.
But yeah, now it's making more sense to me. Why I see those big banners and big signs that say, you know, Jesus is coming, or accept God into your life so you receive salvation.
That's just driving through Kentucky, Erica.
No, I've seen it around outside of Kentucky. Thinking like, yeah, hasn't everyone heard about this?
They think about hell a lot in there because I think they think about hell a lot there because of the speed of their internet.
The speed of their internet?
Yes.
Oh, whatever, you.
When you have 15 kilobit per second, you think about hell or not a lot because you're living in it. Why would a god be offended if you denied his existence because you weren't sure?
St. John Newman, ST, and then space JOHN space NE, I think UUMAN.
Who said there's nothing bad about dial-up? Shame on you, sir.
I had a neighbor who was a Jehovah's Witnesses, and she wrote a bunch of letters to other people in our building saying that she wanted to talk to us about
Erica, please say hi to Thor for me. I'm a big fan of Thor. This is
Thor?
Ricardo. Yeah.
Aw.
He's a god, Erica.
Please say hi to Thor.
You got trolled.
Oh.
That was a quality $2 troll. Thank you.
I don't know about that. You know, I mean, like, even the Norse gods, right? I mean, like, people pray to Odin and whatchamacallit. Odin? Who is
God sets the standard for morality. Without him, there's no right or wrong.
Freedom.
If there's no higher power, we are just animals, as Darwin theorized. Now, there are people who've tried to come up with morality and secular ethics, or a framework for secular ethics. There's a lot of philosophers that have tried to do that.
mean, like, I heard about the Chinese God. I've heard about, like, Indian deities. I've heard about Chinese deities, you know, Buddhism, that sort of thing. I acknowledge that they may exist. And if I pass away and I see 3 Chinese gods in front of me, I'm going to say, oh, crap. You know, it's not like I didn't believe that there was a possibility, you know. I don't know. Maybe there's a whole bunch of deities out there. Who knows?
How do you guys figure out where you like your car seat? Do you like to be able to see the hood of your car and the edge of each side, or do you set it more down and relaxed to where you can't really see the hood or the edges of the front of your car? You just see through the windshield. What about the many gods that are the only God? I think that's kind of like Ford versus Chevy, or like Apple versus Android and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, do I believe that there's only one God? I do believe there's a possibility that there might only be one God, but I don't feel comfortable.
You need to see the car in front of you. Obviously, you can always see the car in front of you.
I don't feel comfortable saying at this point in time there might not be other spirits or other deities around. You know what I'm saying?
You can always see the car in front of you. Like, even if I put my seat all the way down, I'd still obviously see the car in front of me. I got about 237 miles of range here. Been driving for a while. Someone sent me a Discord message, but I can't read Discord. That is outside the scope of my software. I drive in New York when I want to remind myself why I should move out of New York. It's a horrible experience. I am in Somerset, Pennsylvania.
By the way, I don't see any chargers around here. I'm trying to find one.
After this is New York, New Hampshire, Canada.
Oh my God, there's a place called Dollar Inn.
Let's take it.
What?
I believe in the dollar in America.
$48 a night.
We're in the middle of bumfuck Pennsylvania. Like actual bumfuck Pennsylvania. I do listen to lossless music, yes. I like FLAC. Before FLAC, I used to use Ape. Back when Ape was way better than FLAC. But it took a lot of processing power. I remember back in the day in like 2002 and 2003 when Monkey's Audio's flaw was that it required more processing power. Now it's like, who gives a shit? You know, you have so much processing power available. I think FLAC has improved a lot. I got some places to buy Hall for. I'm most likely thinking of... No, I haven't considered North Carolina. It's not on my list. North Carolina is not on my list. Right now, I'm really looking for a place to personally live rather than a place to move the business to immediately. Like, I think if I'm going to focus on things, it's easier for me to focus on personal residence and then physical store location. Indiana is not on my list.
I'm actually genuinely...
Reaver, I'll let you answer that question for yourself. Is my car in the river over there, or tossed over a guardrail?
I'm genuinely surprised there's a lot of people here who don't believe in God.
Why? It's the internet.
Huh?
I'm looking at New Hampshire, honestly. Southern New Hampshire. Southern New Hampshire would allow me to commute to my existing business and manage it in its current location, and also manage any sort of potential move to another location a lot better.
Look at this. There is no God, and even if God exists, he is not human-centric and would not care about our existence, no afterlife either. What makes you think he's not human-centric at all? Do you think God doesn't care about you?
I don't know. From Discord. Lewis, the hood of your car, your entire car, is going to be static relative to your vantage point. You don't need to see it. Your hood of your car is going to be static. No, but I mean like your ability to see it. Your ability to actually see it at all. Because if you sink your seat down a lot, you can't really see the hood much at all. Or you can't like see it to be able to see the edges. I always kind of feel more comfortable if I can see the edges of my hood. Or the edges of the front of the car. If I'm going through streets that are really narrow where I'm afraid of hitting other cars. Because a lot of streets in New York City, they're really super narrow, and you have people parking on the side of the street. So, you know, you have really, really little clearance to get through places. And who is calling me? I got a call from Hilton Hotels. That's another place I'm going to rip off with free charging.
Yeah, but how can you say God doesn't care about you, Taco? How are you so sure God doesn't care about you?
He either doesn't exist or he exists and doesn't give a shit about you. Because if he gave a shit about you, your life wouldn't suck.
You make your own life.
I have the ability to help people, and if I see that someone is in pain, I do everything that I can to help them to my ability. If someone is all caring, all knowing, and all powerful, and they see that people are suffering and they let it happen, either A, they don't exist, or B, they don't give a shit about you. It's a good point.
But how can you say God doesn't care about you personally? You're assuming that.
Because maybe his life sucks. If your life sucks, it's really easy to make the argument that God doesn't care about you.
I don't know. I like to think God does care.
Most cars don't have this now, but all the cars that are marked decal on the end of the hood in the middle, you could use to match up with the right line on the road. Yeah, I missed that. I don't mind it on a road like this. Like, obviously I don't care on a highway, but when you're in one of those really, really, really thin New York City roads where you have no room, no clearance, it's kind of helpful.
So Justin does believe in God. He does, which is why you're alive and hopefully healthy.
There's a lot of people that aren't healthy, though. There's a lot of people that are hopelessly screwed. I overestimate your confidence in Tesla Autopilot, even though you already made it like at least 2 videos calling it a beta. Now, I don't have any confidence in this shit. But the stream cut out earlier in the beginning, like around 2 or 3 o'clock today. I was getting on a highway, and it did not merge at all. Like, it just would have straight up crashed into 3 cars, and I immediately turned it off because I'm not going to stay there and figure out how it handles that situation because I have very little trust in autopilot. I have very minimal trust in autopilot. I'm always waiting for it to fuck up, and I don't wait to see how it's going to handle the situation. I take over immediately because I want my car to not become a pile of rubble.
I can't find any hotels around here. Oh man. Okay.
We in the middle of nowhere, girl.
I know. I was like,
We in Berlin, Pennsylvania.
There's like nothing. I found Berlin, Germany. Berlin Park.
Berlin,
But there's
Germany.
No Berlin
Really, Erica?
Park, Pennsylvania here.
Really, Erica? Berlin,
No,
Germany?
I'm looking. I typed in Berlin.
You are such a giant troll.
No, it's not showing up. Berlin, Ohio, Berlin, Maryland. Where the hell is Berlin, Pennsylvania on this thing? I Trying to refresh. Oh well, give it a little bit. How was Erica so sure she picked the right god? You know what? I'm not gonna make that assumption, but I definitely do believe that there is a deity out there. At least one, for sure. So Justin says everyone is dealt a different deck of cards. Everyone has a different journey they must walk. It doesn't mean God is more present on one person's journey than the other.
Now, how about if you're 2 or 3 years old and you have a brain tumor and then you die? God wasn't really... There's not a lot of free will in that. A lot of people just get the shit end of the stick, or they die painful deaths when they're 6 years old. Like, there's free will, and then I believe in free will, and I definitely believe that a lot of people fuck themselves, and a lot of people have shitty lives because they made shitty choices, and now they have a shitty life to deal with. For sure. And I think I believe that considerably more so than people who are more liberal than I am. But there's also a lot of people who are just truly hopelessly fucked. They got the shit end of the stick, and there's really not much that they had to do with their own horrible lot in life.
I like Justin's explanation of it. People are given different hands. And they also say, right? Sometimes something terrible can happen to a person, and it's just because their time is up. Why?
Your time is up when you're 2? Because you have a ton of people that die at 2. Look at the infant mortality rate before modern medicine. 200 or 300 years ago, infant mortality was horrible. What free will do kids have that die? They didn't eat healthy enough or something? There's a lot of horrible suffering in the world that really doesn't have a lot to do with free will. It just has to do with the fact that the world was designed like shit. And there are people out there that think that God doesn't give a shit about them, because when you look at the design of the world and the design of every system in you, think about it. Like animals eat each other. You have to actually kill something and cause it pain for you to survive. Why would a God that's loving and caring design the world and set like a MacBook? Like, in many ways, the world was designed almost as badly as an Apple product.
That's a good thing. Was it designed like shit, or did it turn to shit?
But if it turned to shit, then why don't you do something about it? If I see a MacBook in front of me and C9560 is tantalum, I am going to replace it with a non-tantalum. If I see even if I'm only fixing water damage, if I see U8900 has standard stock solder joints, I will redo them. I will not leave it like that. And there's certain elements that have nothing to do with free will. If you spill water on your MacBook, you broke your MacBook. However, if you have U8900 fail on you because it was defective by design, that has nothing to do with how you use the MacBook. That MacBook was going to fail regardless. There's what you have control over, spilling water on it, and then there's what you don't have control over, a tantalum cap randomly dying in your computer, or a solder joint dying because it was done improperly. In this scenario, I'm comparing and contrasting God to Tim Cook and Apple engineers.
Yeah, I think some of the things that happened in our society was because of what humans did. You know, why do we have such a bad pollution problem, for instance, right? Why doesn't God clean up all the trash in Brooklyn? He didn't cause it, humans caused it.
Yeah, but the kid that winds up suffering as a result of it, why should he have to suffer?
Ask the fellow humans who pollute and trash things why they didn't think about their actions. Well, that's a good one. We are not humans having a spiritual experience. We are spirits having a human experience.
Did I leave the wipers on auto? Shit, I did. I left these wipers on auto. I was wondering, it was barely any drizzle and I was about to put the wipers on and it automatically started doing it. That's crazy. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting that little mean car. I have to get better wipers for this car, the wiper blades, because these wiper blades are dog shit. They don't clean anything. Yeah, I actually had higher LTE bars inside the tunnel than outside. I had 5 out of 5 LTE bars in the tunnel, and I have 3 out of 5 LTE bars outside the tunnel. On the car. I'm not sure about the phone.
Yeah, Emily is right. You know, humans have free will.
Humans do have free will, but our initial argument was that God doesn't care about me if my life sucks. And free will does have a lot to do with what causes your life to suck, that you have the free will to make choices that will cause... Why did that sign say falling rock?
There must be rocks.
Okay, see, that's not free will. If a rock falls on me, I didn't do that. But
yeah, but I mean, if a rock falls on you and you pass away, it'll be like God wanted you back. He wanted you to go back to the... he wanted you back so you could fix MacBooks in the sky.
Screw that.
You could do overpriced heaven real estate. What do you think about that?
No.
Even when I think about the afterlife, I'm not scared of dying. I'm not scared of the afterlife. I hope I live a very long life.
I'm scared of dying. That sounds... It's fucking painful. You ever watched the movie 300? None of the people in that movie sounded happy when they were dying.
Well, they also... What, you think you're going to be battling Xerxes or something?
I don't know. It's probably not going to be fun.
The immortals?
It's probably going to be drowning. It could be my lungs fail, my heart fails, pain. No, thank you. Dying sounds like that. Fuck dying. I have no plan on that.
Hopefully everybody has a quick, peaceful death. That's my thing.
I have no plan on doing that shit. Hell no. You want to die, you can die. That's fine by you. I'm not dying.
I eventually will pass away. Everybody in chat will eventually pass away too.
Speak for yourself, woman. I got no plans for that. It's not happening to me. I got free will, baby.
Let me ask you this. Your grandfather, is he still alive?
Nope.
How about your grandmother?
Nope.
How about your, both on your parents' side?
Nope.
Okay. So what makes you special?
Me.
You're me.
Yep.
So for thousands of generations, none of your relatives, none of your ancestors were able to escape death, but you believe that you will be able to escape death.
Yes.
Why?
Because I see things from my perspective, and everybody else doesn't actually exist. They're all put here for my benefit. Why do I see things from my eyes? Why do I hear things from my ears? Why do I smell things from my nose?
When you say
I am me, and I am unique.
When you say everybody was put here for your benefit, so you think your landlord was put here for your benefit?
I don't think a New York City landlord was put here for my benefit. No, I think he was put here to. I think he was part of the shitpost. He's part of the great shitpost.
Okay.
I plan on living forever. You can plan on dying. No! See that sign? Falling rock?
Yeah.
No, bad. Talking about where we're gonna die. A fucking sign that says falling rock keeps showing up. Fuck you, Berlin, Pennsylvania. And fuck your falling rock.
I think of, I think life is very beautiful.
Oh, gargle my balls,
I
you
think
prick.
life is really, at least I can only speak from my experience, but I think life allows you the opportunity to experience things you wouldn't be able to experience if you were not in your body. And I think you have the opportunity to make the world a better place. It sounds very idealistic in that way, right?
I hope the world make the world a better place.
But I also know I'm very privileged because I live in a first world country versus living in, a place with a lot of landmines or...
This is I-70 East.
That kind of stuff. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I live in a country where they have social services. For sure. If anything happened, right? People can go ahead and they can, let's say, check into a homeless shelter, try and do that in a remote desert area. You think there's homeless shelters there? No. Food pantries? No.
If I believe I'm gonna die, then I think it would kind of mess with my plan for life. I like to assume that I'm immortal. And the chances of that happening are pretty slim, especially since I'm letting this car drive for me. But I don't live with a plan for death. I don't want to plan for that.
But if you don't plan for death, what happens when it does eventually happen?
I don't know. By then I won't care.
Why won't you care?
Because I'll be dead. I want to be physically capable of caring or emotionally capable of processing anything mental. I won't be mentally capable of processing fear, anxiety, aggravation, regret, because I'll be dead. So it won't matter.
But how about the living?
Well, fuck them. Like, what do I care? I'm dead. I'm literally dead. What about the living? It'll be irrelevant to me.
Like the people, like your friends, your family, that kind of stuff.
What about them? I'm dead.
Well, they're going to be mourning your loss.
I won't be able to process their mourning because I'll be dead.
Yeah, but don't you feel sadness at the thought of them grieving about you?
No, because I'll be dead. I won't have the mental capacity to feel grief.
No, but if you passed away tomorrow and you knew you were going to pass away, wouldn't you feel bad because you would put your family and your friends and your loved ones through all that emotional pain?
Not at all. I would feel far more concerned about the fact that I would be dead than how other people would feel about how I'm dead, because I'm a selfish prick. If you told me that I was actually going to die tomorrow and it was 100% that I'm dead tomorrow, I'm not thinking about other people. Fuck that. I'm thinking about me.
You know what?
How is it going to happen? How painful will it be? Yeah, I'm like not thinking about other people. I would purely be thinking about myself, and I would probably lose my mind.
I guess that's different for me, because if I knew I only had about 24 hours to live, the first thing I would do is I would tell everybody in my life I was so thankful to have them in my life. If I felt like I had any grudges with anybody, I would reach out to them and say, you know, we should just put this aside, or, you know, I'm sorry that we didn't talk for a number of years, that kind of thing.
If I had grudges, I'd probably try to figure out how to take them with me.
You know, and
Because
just kind of
you're joining me on this shit.
Huh?
You're joining me on this journey.
What do you mean joining you on the journey of grudges? I don't
If I only had one day left to live, I'd probably turn it into the Purge. If I had a grudge with someone, I'm not going to squash it. I'd probably kill him too.
What?
Yeah, why not? I'm going to die. You're coming with me.
Oh, jeez.
You made my life miserable while you were here. Might as well.
Do you know how much time it would take you to track these people down to do the purge?
No, it'd be pretty simple.
Like, imagine if you had 5 people. You'd have to go to each of those 5 people.
No, I know where they live. This is pretty easy. If also, I'd have the money to hire somebody to help me with this all together. If I'm going to die tomorrow, all of my life savings could go into hiring a hitman for the 5 people I have a grudge on.
Why?
They'd be dead. I wouldn't even have to do it myself.
You think it's that easy to hire a hitman?
I think it's pretty easy.
No,
if I have my life savings, if I said, here's all of my money. Let's say I'm like 45 years old and you say I'm going to die tomorrow. By the time, I hope I'm a millionaire by the time I'm 45. I do. So if I have $1 million in the bank and I'm going to be dead tomorrow, I could definitely hire somebody for $1 million to kill someone that I don't like. I wouldn't. What's the point of squashing my grudge? Might as well drag him with me. You're coming.
And what if there is a God in the afterlife? God's going to be like, what gave you the authority to take someone else's life or hire someone to take their
You killed me, you prick.
He said, I didn't kill you.
Yes, he did. He designed me as mortal.
Huh?
He designed me as mortal.
So you think you should be immortal? You want to be immortal?
I think it's the least he could do. Look at how old people used to live in the Old Testament. Look at how long they lived, and look at how much we live now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like comparing. It's kind of like comparing the A1466 2014 MacBook Air to a modern device.
Okay.
They just to an A1534.
Okay.
He did something. He fucked with the design at some point, and I don't know what he did. They used to live 800 years. Now they don't. Somebody fucked with the design of the MacBook in 2014. You used to have an 820 34/7 board that would last internally.
He shortened people's battery
And then
life.
you got the 820 A1534 board with the fucking CPU dies. It takes 500 milliamps for no reason. They know what they did, and they need to be held accountable for that.
Okay, so if you pass away, or if you knew you were going to pass away,
I'm going to do a full Kuja, like Final Fantasy IX. If I'm mortal, Garland, I'm taking everyone with me. Fuck that.
Everyone.
Everyone. Everyone. I'm going to destroy the crystal. Just like, you ever play Final Fantasy IX, Erica?
No.
I feel bad if I'm actually I'm probably spoiling one of the world's greatest games for everybody here. But it's a 22-year-old game, so hopefully you forgive me. But if I figure out that I'm mortal, no, hell no. That's not taking everybody down with me.
Everybody.
Everybody.
I don't know about that.
Especially Oreo.
What?
He's coming with me.
You love him that much? You want to bring him with you? Jeez, I didn't know you had that much of a love for him. You wouldn't even want him. You wouldn't even want to live a day without Oreo. You would want him to be by your side.
That's one way to create.
Jeez.
God didn't create humans, aliens did. I don't know about that one. I love Final Fantasy IX. Me too. Kuja's my cat. Kuja's my dude. I don't understand why he wears a thong, but I'll forgive that.
But I think you're misjudging things because you guys heard what I would do, right? If I only knew I had 24 hours to live, I would immediately go through all my contacts, talk to people at least 20 minutes, and say, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna go, but I want to just tell you again, I appreciate having you in my life. I hope to see you again in the afterlife, and please live a long, healthy life, and I hope you savor the time you have with your loved ones. Lewis, on the other hand, would go on a Kuja rampage over here,
100%.
trying to figure out who his mortal enemies are.
I would try to find the crystal and destroy it, because hiring a hitman to kill everybody that I have an issue with, that's going to take way too much time, especially if I'm going to be dead tomorrow. If I could kill the source of all life, then that's much more efficient. That's what I admired about Kuja, was the
So if
efficiency.
you could, you would allow a nuclear reactor to explode simultaneously all around the world, and it would just destroy everyone with radiation.
Man, that's too slow. That's kind of
Too slow?
Yeah.
What do you mean too slow?
Yeah, you saw what happened to people after Hiroshima bombing. That was horrible.
So you want people to go quickly so you don't have to die alone?
Yes.
What?
Oh,
Why?
the Purge.
Purge?
Purge.
So you would want to wipe out, ideally, every single human off this earth.
We would start with New York City realtors.
New York City realtors. Oh, jeez.
Drive safe. We love you both. Thank you, Justin. I like how someone says we love you both as I'm semi-tongue-in-cheek discussing the death of the world.
No, what can I say? Lewis does not want to die, so
I
as a
don't.
result of that, he's just thinking, if I have to go through this scary experience, I want other people to experience it too.
Precisely.
Oh gosh.
You're the real troll here, Lewis. How did this conversation lead you?
I forgot.
I don't remember
I
either.
forgot. But I would implore you guys, if you guys had a limited time left, honestly, spend it on people who you really care about. Don't hold animosity. You hear about those people who are on their deathbeds and are pissed off about something. I think that causes wrinkles. Like, don't do it. There are a few people that rub me the wrong way, but I try not to think about them very much. I haven't spoken to them in a number of years.
Start an army, Lewis. The USA is ripe for a revolution. It's fat and weak and divided. Perfect time to revolt.
Revolt against what? Death?
Yeah, I don't know how an army would help us against death.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Go after the Grim Reaper and say, we're going to overthrow you, Grim Reaper? Come on now.
Would you cryogenically freeze yourself just in case you're not actually immortal?
Oh, like
No,
cut
that
off
sounds
your head.
painful. No,
Cut off your head.
that sounds way too painful. I don't want to be frozen.
I don't want to be frozen.
Hell no, I can't even deal with New York City winters when it gets below 20.
You know what? If you do get cryogenically frozen and they chop your head off, I really hope they put you on a stainless steel or aluminum body that has the Apple logo.
Aluminium. Paul Daniels is watching. And he's going to find the crystal and kill it if we mispronounce words that he holds dear. It's aluminium, America.
Yeah, I mean, like, if he could, he would get all the leaders around the world to hit the nuke codes or something. I don't know. Something like that. Look, I have no desire to tamper with nuclear reactors or missiles or anything like that.
Neither do I, which is why it's in both of our best interests that I be immortal.
No.
Just like...
Ugh.
I always wondered, when Garland said that Kuja was not immortal, he didn't do that because he developed a better genome to replace him. Does that mean that Zidane is immortal? Because Zidane was the genome that came after Kuja. But they never really explained that in Final Fantasy IX, if Zidane is actually immortal or not.
Why not go through your contacts 80 years ahead of your time? I already keep in contact a lot with the people that matter. So the people that I have spoken to, they've spoken to me within the last year. A super volcano. Oh my goodness. I would not want to do any of that thing.
That's amazing. It was showed up on the screen and it automatically, in the windshield, and it automatically knew to wipe it. I gotta say, the auto function on Tesla's windshield wipers is amazing. Like how quickly it senses liquid is amazing. The problem with it is that the actual wiper blades they give you suck dick. Regardless of the washer fluid you use, it can barely even remove a bug. I gotta get myself some better wiper blades. Can you remind me to do that once we're by an auto parts store?
Hmm?
Can you Can you remind me to get myself some better windshield wiper blades?
Yeah, sure. Do you know what blades those are specifically?
Probably some proprietary Tesla bullshit, but I'm gonna see if I can hamstring some other blades on.
Hey, so how would you feel if you became immortal but everybody around you dies? So you got to see everybody die.
That's fine by me. Do I age, or do I get frozen at a certain age? Because I don't want to live out the rest of my life looking like a 200-year-old dude.
I look like the Crypt Keeper.
No, I don't want to look 200 or 300 years old, and then like for the rest of my life, it's only for the first 30 years of my life that any woman ever wants to bang me, and then for the rest of my life I'm a virgin. That would suck. I don't want to be in
200 years from now.
Can you imagine spending 30 years as a Chad, and then 30 years you're a Chad, and for 2,000 years you're an incel? That sounds horrible.
Oh, man.
I don't want to live like that. I need more details. Would my immortality come with a freezing of my body at a certain point, at a certain age, where I stop aging, or would I just keep getting uglier and uglier?
I was just thinking how a 300-year-old person looks like. Because you guys know, right? After, like, when people start... Well, most people, they start really looking their age around they're like 80, 90 years old. And then some 120-year-olds, right? They look super old. So can you imagine how a 300-year-old person looks like? Oh. I would not want to, like, decompose slowly kind of thing.
This really does a poor job of cleaning the windshield. My God.
Yeah, I have a theory, and maybe you guys will disprove me here, but I kind of feel like one of the things that ages people a lot is when they lose hope in their life. You know, when they feel like there's nothing more to life, or they feel like you know, like kind of like they lose the simple pleasures in life. You know, there's some people who like playing the harmonica, and they enjoy really playing the harmonica or guitar, for instance, and they do this for a number of years, right? Even though they get older, you can see that fire, that passion burning within them, and that's what keeps their mind youthful. Oh, Tom Cruise is chubby now? Oh, it's okay if he's chubby. He's human. And just because he's a movie star doesn't mean he needs to be Mission Impossible ready all the time. Look at Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler was six-pack, chiseled like marble in 300, and then he got chubby. And you know what? People were shaming him. They said, I can't believe Leonidas is so chubby. And I was like, frick, Gerard Butler is a human being. He had a job. He's an actor. You can't hold him and say, well, I want him to have a six-pack for the rest of his life. Once the movie's over, like, that's it. But yeah, if Tom Cruise is happier now and he gained some happy weight, totally fine with it. Now, if he's depressed and he gains some weight because of the depression, I hope he loses it, because if he feels more confident in a...
Speaking of happy weight, Erica, where do we get some food before...
happy weight?
I would like to gain some happy weight right now.
Oh, okay, let's find something. Oh, remember the barbecue today?
Yeah, I want to go to that place again. I doubt that exists in Man's Choice, Pennsylvania, though.
I don't know, I have a hard time finding a hotel.
We are in the middle of bumfuckity nowhere.
Hey, you know what they probably have, though? A Waffle House.
Fuck that.
I kid you.
I'd settle for a Subway right now.
Hey, they have a place over here.
Where?
0.6 miles. Let's see if it's still open, though.
Food?
Mm-hmm.
This is... Pennsylvania kind of has the left side, the right side, and then everything in between, I think, closes after 6 p.m.
Let me see. Let me see what's open now.
You have Pittsburgh, you have Scranton, you have Philadelphia, and then you kind of have like the rest of it. And the rest is going to be gas station pizza and waffle houses at this time of night.
Oh, there's a few places actually. Hold on. One moment.
This is nuts that I've been driving for hours and I still have 214 miles of range left. Like, that's crazy.
Holy shit.
What? What is your shit?
It's this little joint and they have $3 sandwiches.
I fear that. I fear that very much, Eric.
Yeah, some taco salad and things like that. It's a simple little joint. Actually, I wouldn't fear it because they actually have pretty damn good reviews. They have a 4.5 star out of 57 reviews. It's a dive bar.
It's a bar?
Yeah, it's a dive bar.
Oh,
Never
God.
mind. Okay, I'm looking.
You can't go to a bar, Erica.
Why?
Roy Rogers? Starbucks?
What is Roy Rogers?
Ants.
I don't know what a Roy Rogers is.
It's a total junk food.
Oh, really?
It's like Wadabe KFC.
Okay, what else? I think I found something. Oh my god, this is so cute. These menus look like, some of them look like they were printed out from a printer or handwritten.
Written.
Written. Oh my gosh.
Kyle
This is
Rittenhouse.
so unprofessional. It's cute. It's a charming unprofessional though. It really reflects about what kind of place this is. I like supporting small little businesses.
Fuckity, Pennsylvania. We are in the middle of nowhere. Bedford, Pennsylvania.
Oh my gosh, Comic Sans on another menu. Something tells me this place doesn't have a Kinko's nearby.
Lol. We are in the thick of it, Erica.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is a big place. All the people are on the left side and the right side. And we're unfortunately right now in the middle.
Jeez.
The mic is poppy. What do you expect me to do? I'm driving.
Yeah. What
No wah-wah. Taco Bell for late night food.
Nah, I can do better.
The last place I was at was Sheets.
That sounds so close to something else.
Sheets?
Sheets.
Erica, you troll!
Yeah.
You're not off, honestly. That's what it is. It gives you the sheets.
She gives you the sheets.
Don't eat there. It's fucking trash.
No, actually, I didn't mind it. I mean, like, they had Dole Whip for crying out loud. It looked pretty good. I don't know why they call the place Sheets. What do I want to call it?
That's what it gives you. It gives you the sheets.
Oh.
It's accurate. Sheets taste like sheets. They give you the sheets.
Oh, you guys.
That's low effort, but funny as hell. Because it's true.
Sheets. Yeah, I hope you don't sheet yourself.
Oh, look, we got a 7-Eleven, a Sunoco, a regular, and a diesel.
Oh.
Can I put diesel in my car? I want to see if it goes faster with diesel.
What? Oh.
Will it burn diesel?
Wild Meat Restaurant.
We're in the middle of it, Erica.
No. My freaking Comic Sans menu. What do you get? You get chicken tenders, mac and cheese, BLT grilled chicken, French fries, wings,
You just said fries.
fries.
Erica, how much time did we spend in Kentucky? I just heard you say fries.
Huh?
You said fries.
Should I call them freedom fries?
No, but you fry. Like you had a little southern twang to you. Erica,
What?
look at you fitting in Kentucky.
I'm not fitting it.
We spent one day in Kentucky and look at you. You're at the edge, not the middle.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
Sheets
see.
is around.
Yeah, that can't be
You
true.
want to go to Sheets?
Fuck that, Erica.
What? Sheets.
No sheets. I don't need the sheets. I don't want the sheets.
Man. I know, there's a lot of sheets around here.
Everybody in the chat is saying Button.
Button.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. You say
How do I say it?
How do you just
Kentucky, right?
Button.
Button.
Kitten. Kitten. Say kitten.
Kitten.
It's kitten.
Kitten.
Say mitten.
Mitten.
It's mitten. Say mitten. Mitten. The mitten in Manhattan.
The mitten in Manhattan.
Manhattan. You can't ever if you do that, you're gonna get pulled over for driving drunk.
Oh.
The cop's not gonna let you go if you say Manhattan.
Manhattan. I'm not good at this stuff, okay? Give me a break. No one corrected me in Hawaii. I don't know why you're all like...
I don't know about your education system.
What?
Maybe this is what happens when you're isolated on a little island.
Yeah, we say we're gonna go to Manhattan.
Manhattan. Manhattan.
Now, I've said kitten thousands of times in my life.
Kitten.
Nobody has ever corrected me.
Have you ever had a kitten before?
No.
There you go.
I was like, look at the kitten.
It's not a kitten. It's a kitten, not kitten.
Kitten. Kit. K-I-T, like a toolkit, and then you add 10, like the number 10.
No, when you
kitten.
look it up on dictionary.com, it's KIT-N.
Yeah,
Kitten.
English is a troll. English is a troll.
English kind of is a troll,
You
but
know?
you troll it back.
Thorough. Right?
Kitten. Manhattan.
Kitten.
Manhattan.
Why don't you make an audiobook, huh? Make an audiobook. Because I will instantly be excluded from any audiobook. They'll be like, what did you say? I said, kitten. What? It's kitten. I'll say, yeah.
Fallen rocks. Go away with this fucking falling rock shit.
Well, hopefully a giant boulder doesn't come.
What am I supposed to do if there's a boulder in the road? Do I just drive and hit it and hope that it moves? Do I swerve around it and hit the guy next to me? Do I stop short? Like, what are you supposed to do if a boulder appears in front of you?
Well, how about this? If a boulder falls down, and if the boulder rolls over you, or if you see the boulder coming by, ask yourself, you gotta, well, if you see the boulder, just get out of the way.
Your Tesla should avoid it. LOL!
Yeah.
This piece of shit can't barely even
Eli
merge
will
on the
be
highway.
like, wait, hold up.
What does the insurance policy say about boulders? That's an excellent question.
No act of gods. They don't cover act of gods. I can't be all like, maybe God wanted the boulder to roll after Lewis said certain things. What? He doesn't think I exist? Release the boulder. Come back. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find a place to eat. Right now we're in fucking nowhere.
Everett, Pennsylvania.
Don Quixote! Yeah,
Yes.
we got one in, we got a few in Hawaii.
90% of Pennsylvania is the middle of nowhere. There's like 10% on the edges.
I like Spam. I'm not a big Spam eater, but I do like my
There's a
Spam
big
with cheese.
a lit billboard that says Small Town America over there.
Small Town America?
Small Town America.
Maybe God doesn't like right to repair.
Bedford County, Pennsylvania. Erica, why are you laughing?
I was talking about the boulder.
Why are
and
you
I was
laughing
saying,
about
like,
God and right to
God doesn't want like right to repair. He's like, send the boulders. I love that. Nah, God wouldn't do that. If Lewis's car got stuck, I would ask chat for help.
What do you mean if it got stuck? How?
Yeah, I don't know. If a boulder ran down and just like destroyed your car. All I know is if I felt like I was in danger, I'd start praying to God. I'd pray to God, and I'd even pray to that St. John Newman guy.
Sonny's here.
Trying to get good internet in the garage.
Shiggy's Pizza Company. What do you think of Shiggy's Pizza?
Shiggy. Did you say shiggy or shitty?
Shiggy.
Oh no, I don't want no pizza right now.
Get a chicken roll.
Huh? You know, it's not going to be quality if it's the only option. That's what I found out. Sometimes, like, I remember there was this one place we went to and they said we're the only restaurant for 8 miles. Remember that place that we saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, and it was an Italian place. And I was like, oh my god.
If that's how you're that's the best you can advertise, what you can sell me on?
Yeah, they're probably gonna sell you like watered down Italian noodles. Like what? What? You want to go somewhere else? Drive 8 miles away. It's not like home with the best ravioli or anything like that. It was just shitty. I mean, it was just the distance. Am I heading back to NYC or Texas? Heading towards NYC. We're gonna make a quick trip. What do you mean I claim Oreo? Chat, let's stop the boulder. I don't know. I don't know about that. You guys gotta practice the law of attraction to stop that boulder.
State police.
What? Oh shit.
Inside.
Huh? It's doing pretty well. I'm going more car. I haven't had a single cookie yet, you guys. Not a single cookie, believe it or not. Oh, there's a gun shop here.
Want to buy a gun?
What am I gonna do with the gun? What? So
people?
you can go on your rampage? What? So you can go on your rampage?
Fuck you, truck,
in
you
case got,
piece
like,
of
a
shit.
24-hour lifespan?
Stay in your lane, you mother.
Who was that Egyptian pharaoh, or am I imagining someone else? Or was it a Chinese one? Where they said something like the emperor died or the king died, so he wanted a lot of people killed so they could join him in the afterlife? I wonder if I'm thinking about confusing it with either an Egyptian ruler or the terracotta soldiers.
Yes,
Or
truck.
both.
No likey when truck goes over into my lane. No likey. I want to live.
Huh? Okay, let's see if there's anything on that. Okay, go back to cooking. So now
Bob Evans. Dinner bell plates. What about that? Bob Evans. Probably closed, but how's it going, Eric?
I'm looking. My internet is so slow.
Troll.
Oh, my internet really is slow. You want to see? Look, I got a white screen. These damn mountains, they do me a disservice.
I have 5 LTE bars.
What do you have? Oh. I should have bought more nuts for you. You're eating a lot of nuts right now. Damn it. My internet connection sucks. There's nothing here anyway right now.
We're in the middle of
We're
Pennsylvania.
in the middle of farmland equipment.
Everett, Pennsylvania. Give Erica the cookies. There's no cookies, John Doe.
Actually,
Only
What?
spicy lime cashews.
Yeah, this is eating them all.
Erica's gonna starve tonight.
What a gentleman. YouTube Airways say, I believe that's both. She wanted sold warriors, so he took plain ones, and I believe the Egyptian took real people. Yeah, the terracotta army. Yeah. I like Famous Amos cookies. You know the guy who did Famous Amos, Wally Amos? He actually had this cookie company. You guys can check him out. So he started the cookie company called Chip and Cookie. So with the whole thing with Famous Amos is that he owned the company originally, but then he needed more money, so then he kept getting more and more investors, and he found out that he diluted his ownership, that he didn't own the company anymore. I believe he sold it. It wasn't a lot of money, but he tried to reinvent himself, and then he had this like cookie. He had Chip and Cookie. He had like 2 stores in Hawaii. That both went under, and then he did Cookie Kahuna, and those cookies were pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, but it sounds like he's not doing so well financially, and it made me sad because those cookies were pretty damn good.
Why would you ever lie?
Huh?
You said not gonna lie, but when do you lie?
Oh yeah.
Does lying
Like his cookies were really good. They were so much better than the famous Amos cookies, and I feel so lucky that I got to try the Cookie Kahuna and Chip and cookies because they were distributed in Hawaii.
Erica,
What?
how are you coming along and finding a place to eat?
Well, like 2 minutes ago, I told you I didn't have internet connection. How many peanuts do you have left?
About 25 or 30.
Oh, okay. So you're just doing. Okay.
What's the okay?
Oh, I was just wondering. No, I was just wondering.
Have peanut.
Huh?
Have peanut.
No, it's okay. You can have the road.
I'm in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, I-70 East.
There's not too many offerings, you guys.
Erica is not the fastest when it comes to research.
No, I'm doing research, but I mean, like, I'm looking through all the offerings to see what's available. I mean, I can give you Taco Bell if you really want to go. But I'm trying to look at the menu and see what's available.
Erica,
What? What is it? What is it?
what are you looking at now?
I'm looking at food. I'm trying to find food. Like, I see a lot of fast food. I'm trying to figure out what isn't fast food that's open.
Define fast food.
Well, if you want, we can go to a pizza place. Burger King, Sheetz, Taco Bell, McDonald's.
Accepted. Given the late age that we are in the evening, a Taco Bell might just be acceptable. Beggars can't be choosers. Fuck Soylent. I'll take peanuts any day.
That's cashews.
Same difference.
think you can check out the sheets. You want to check out the sheets? We just came from
Sheets.
right now there's no food offerings where we are.
Taco Bell?
Well, next time we restaurant stop, we can go there. Yeah, there's one 16 miles away from us. Oh god, it's 53-minute drive. Holy shit, okay. This is really such a freaking desert over here.
It's not so much a food desert so much as it is a late night desert. In towns that have 80 people, you don't have places staying open past 6 or 7 o'clock. Like, why would you stay open at 11 p.m. for in a town that has 80 people in it?
Sure.
Use the power of Google Maps, Erica, and tap on the restaurant to see hours.
I'm actually on Google Maps already. I'm on Google Maps right now. And when I look at restaurants near me, I'm getting places like McDonald's, Sheets.
Damn it.
I looked and I was like, oh, there's a new place. Now it's closed.
'Sheets has a supercharge, so you can get a supercharge while you're there. Do they? Nah. If Sheets has a charger, Erica, that may just be it.
Okay. Check. One share.
We'll eat some poison. How far away is that, though?
Sheets?
Yeah. We're at Wells Tannery, Pennsylvania, on I-76 East.
I don't know if the Sheets has a charger.
That's what chat is saying, but I don't know if chat knows where I am. I-76 East, Wells Tannery, Pennsylvania.
See where you are.
Pennsylvania. Oh, here we go. Easy Pass, Burger King, Sunoco, Famiglia, Starbucks. Famiglia. That sounds like some shit that closes at 8 p.m., doesn't it?
Nope, I don't think that Sheets has a charger. I think you're confusing it for another Sheets. (16417) Lincoln Highway, Breezewood, Pennsylvania. Do I trust John DeComo or do I trust Eric? What are you looking at? What was that just?
He's looking at a map, I think. 16417 Lincoln Highway, Breezewood, Pennsylvania.
that's 35 minutes away.
In which direction? Is that in the direction that we're going or the opposite direction?
Let me see. It looks like it's 35 minutes backwards.
Oh, fuck that. Oh.
Because I'm assuming we're going forward, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's backwards.
Wait, what do you mean? What is forwards to, though?
We're going closer to...
Forwards is
Gettysburg.
east.
We're going closer to New York, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is behind us.
Oh, fuck that.
This is going closer to Kentucky.
Yeah, fuck that.
So yeah, we could have gone back that way.
What is there near our destination in Hershey? Also, you do have a computer you could do this research with instead of the phone. It would be much faster.
No, I'm looking at Plugcher. I don't see any chargers near us.
I think there's trolling going on, though.
No, seriously, look. There's no chargers.